This sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Frank, amazing. They've been playing golf on these hallowed links lands since the 15th century.
And hopefully they'll play for many and more a year, because every great player that's ever played this game has walked over Swilcan Bridge.
Frank, this is one of the coolest opening tee shots in all of golf, isn't it?
It is. The whole golf course sits in front of you. Out of bounds on the right, and believe it or not, there's out of bounds on the left. That's the right side of the 18th hole. You'd think it's the widest fairway in the world, but many a player has stood on that first tee and whipped one out of bounds.
And you're teeing off with people watching from the street. Sometimes they're actually looking out of their hotel rooms and peering in.
Yeah, or simply walking across the fairway.
Frank, on the second shot here at this first hole, a player will get a good sense of the winds here and how they can play a role at the old course.
And they'll also get a good sense of exactly how punishing this golf course can be, and with such the smallest things. For example, that burn is only about 3 or 4 yards across, and yet it is punishing, to say the least.
That will be a great look at birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. One under early in the round. Trying to get the round off to a good start. Frank, we're at the second hole, and what's ahead?
Well, the ideal tee shot, just a little over that gorse bush in front of you, which is down the right side. That's the best angle in, but it also brings in a little bit of trouble. But if that pin is anywhere towards the middle of this double green, then really you want to be coming in from the right side.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Well played here. Went straight for the flagstick, and she will have a nice putt coming up. Frank going for another birdie here.
Chance to get on a real roll.
Has it for another birdie. 2 holes, 2 birdies. At the third hole now, Frank, it looks relatively easy, but you know there's some danger lurking somewhere out there on the old course.
There is. There's the pot bunkers down the right side. This is a tee where really you want to have an idea where that wind is coming from. If it's into your face, you might want to be a little cautious and go towards the middle of the golf course. But if it's behind you, well, then it's worth challenging that right side. The game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air. That easy.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A third straight birdie.
Some good playing.
Well done. Another birdie, and now 3 under par. Frank, the challenge begins to intensify here at the fourth.
Yeah, a bit risky if you try and hit it down the right side. Just about every player I've seen over the years has sort of aired a little bit to the left. That's a safer tee shot, but it does set up a very daunting second.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Has a shot of about 145 yards. Frank, this is the way you draw it up. This is how the game's supposed to be played.
Yeah, so far, everything going according to plan.
You can't ask for much more than that. About 5 feet away. Beautifully done. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
That was cruel. That looked like it was certainly going in.
She'll be happy with par here. Did the job right there. Hole number 5 of the first par 5 we've seen today. This fairway looks like it narrows quite a bit, Frank. Are you thinking eagle when you step up onto the tee?
Well, you could, especially if you've got a little bit of breeze behind you, but it's quite wide in the driving area with the exception of those 3 bunkers on the right that just sort of pop out. But if you can get it past those, this par 5, very reachable. Second shot.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. Shouldn't be a problem here. Starting to really play well. -5. Moving on to the par 4 6th hole here at the birthplace of golf. This hole shares a green actually with the 12th. How do you work your way around this hole, Frank?
Some sort of tee shot. 3 bunkers that look like they're in the left center of the fairway and a series of bunkers down the right. So somehow bisect those and then you set yourself up to a green with a false front.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Starting to pile them up. 1, 2, 3 now. 4 birdies on the round. Continuing from the oldest championship in the game. It's the Open Championship at the old course at St. Andrews. Here at the 7th hole now, Frank.
Yeah, you try and hit your tee shot over a little stone there. It's called the March stone. That's a good line for like left of center. And, well, if you can just work it off that, good tee shot. You're only going to have a pitch in here to a green that's set up very high.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Well, she's firing on all cylinders right now, has really played mistake-free golf. It has been a pleasure to watch. That was a solid strike and a good result. This one just requires a little bit of focus. He is on a roll right now. Frank, now at the par 3 8th, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. A lot of little subtle breaks and undulations in this green, and often you see long, long birdie putts here.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Frank, 2 is nice, but
3 is even better.
makes birdie, continuing to amaze on the green, Frank.
Putted well all day, Rich. Had a couple of good holes early on and just, I think, found the groove. Has taken it to another level. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols. growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my eye.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. Second from an excellent lie. Boy, I'm reminded of what an old caddy used to say about the great Lanny Watkins when he was on fire. You can't hide the flagstick from that man. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Just a couple of feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back nine. Chance to get it close here. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Hole number 11, the Eden, is really the finest medium-length one-shotter in all of golf, isn't it, Frank?
Well, this hole's been copied by many an architect for the reasons why it's normally very, very difficult to make a hole of this length, or should I say this short, so difficult. But they've managed to do that here at Eden with that Strath bunker in the front and the severe sloping on either side of that bunker.
Boy, that can really be brutal, can it?
It certainly does. And if you have any doubt there, you'll come unstuck at 11.
Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
These putts keep the round together. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now at the 12th, and Frank, when you put the peg in the ground here, are you licking your chops?
Well, you are, unless you're playing into a head breeze. Because if you are playing a head breeze, then you've got to worry about the 4 bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway. Touch of help, or if you're a long hitter, then all you've got to do is worry about that little pot bunker just short of this green. There is gorse left and right.
Oh my goodness, that is on in one. Wow, what an incredible shot. She has this putt for eagle.
How did that not go in?
Very well done, almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A 3rd straight birdie.
Some good playing.
Here at the par 4, 13th hole at the old course. Frank, what's the best play, power, or do you go with precision?
Well, you'd like a nice mixture of both there, Rich. If you can take those coffins out of play, that's the name for those series of bunkers sort of down the middle, then obviously you've got a much shorter shot coming in, and then you've got a chance to actually have a full view of this green.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Second shot, good look at the green. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That would be a great look at birdie. This is a 9-footer. in the hole for a birdie. Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side that gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that crop of bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green with so many undulations that it is anything other than flat. Ah, nice.
Looks good. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree. Rich, I'm starting to lose count. This is just birdie after birdie.
It's all-time stuff. I mean, this is territory we just don't visit very often. 13 under on the day. Time to tee it up here at the 15th as we begin the closing stretch here at the Open Championship of the Old Course at St. Andrews.
There's a big steeple in the distance, so even when it starts to fog in a bit, if you can keep your eye on that, that's a good line off the tee. And you've got to keep it your tee shot just short of this sort of heather, big crop of heather down the left side. It still leaves you a lengthy second shot, but really that's the safest way to try and play this par 4, 15th. Very good par 4.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round. No, there can't be. 6 in a row?
This would be 6 in a row. Good putt. Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Trying to control the ball flight here from 105 yards with a wind coming from behind. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Clip that one perfectly. It spins in there inside of 5 feet. Just a gorgeous shot. Getting set now over the putt. Chalk that up as a birdie for the scorecard. The famous 17th at the Open Championship, Frank. You begin to see the scoreboards, the grandstands, and you know all eyes are on you for the next couple of holes.
Yeah, this is one hole I think that anybody that goes to the Old Course certainly wants to play. Blind tee shot, you've got to flash it across the out of bounds and somehow find the fairway. If you go too safe down the left side, well, there's some heather to be chopping out of. Good tee shot certainly gives you a chance to hit it this beautiful green that's angled to the left, well protected by the road hole bunker. And then if you're a little ambitious and a little strong, then there's a road itself and an out of bounds beyond this green.
Down. Lay down. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. So a tester from 4 feet. $15 under for the day. Frank, no ordinary finishing hole, is it?
The 18th is named Tom Morris, one of the greats of the game many a year ago. And of course, every great player has walked across Swilcan Bridge. You'll get the opportunity to do that after you hit that tee shot. If you're very long, you can drive this green, but avoid the Valley of Sin. Enjoy the walk all the way up golf's most famous finishing hole.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
She is putting the full arsenal of her skill set on display this afternoon. Beautiful shot. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
She has this attempt for par. And drops it in. Well, Frank, how do you begin to sum up what we've seen at the birthplace of golf today? The course, the scenery, the weather, the play. It was really all vintage St. Andrews.
Absolute pleasure to play the old course once again, Rich. You can see how technology might have changed it. There's a few more par fours that are reachable these days for the longer hitters, but still, it's a great memory of where golf started, where it is now, and where it's going to be.
And with that, for my colleague Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner for EA Sports saying so long from Scotland.